So, what do you think? Like you founded these and multiple ventures, like Base Edge, Tomorrow Events, Robot Journalist. What importance do you think the new startup entrepreneurs should track, and when trying to attract these investors?
As I see it, and I always say, numbers and data are actually the essence of our being. Before we jump into business, how do you look into somebody's life, the individual or the organization? Who are you? But maybe a data set. You look at someone, you say, how old is that person? How tall is that person? What's the weight of that person? You're trying to establish something about that person, and that is always based on data. How is your health? What's your blood pressure? For example, what's your blood sugar? It's always data. So when it comes to your business operations of any kind of matter, that's the data and the maths that matters. Historically, I've been speaking to someone last night, and I was saying that if you look at world's biggest event, for example, the biggest conflict in human history, that is Second World War, was actually won by a mathematician in the end, Alan Turing. So when you look at your startups or your businesses, and you have many ideas, and you of course try to put those ideas into life by some kind of executions. I stand as a mentor and judge for one of the universities, top universities in US, and when I go there, I always ask them for financials. They're always coming up with a big scientific entrepreneurship hub, but I always come up, what are your numbers? Everybody has 10 to 20 ideas in their lives, some good, some not so good. One, how well are they executed? And numbers, what are the numbers associated with that execution that would eventually sell? As the goal of this webinar is, we're trying to, establish as to what is important for new startups. I guess the execution and the numbers related to them are the most important factors. There is another part of your technology and your execution is how well that is being done. What's your user interface, your user experience, that will come into play. But once something is achieved, once your MVP is there, once your ideas start to work, your investors will not look into ideas, but what has become of it. And to become of it, you have to measure it somehow. And your business has to be measurable. And for that, you need those numbers. Maybe just a revenue number at the start, if at all. If you're a tech, maybe, your margin would come into play. I'm just, stating a few things. But once you have some kind of numbers, only those numbers would establish if your business idea is good or bad. And that is how your investor is going to look into it. So my take at first is, ideas don't sell, numbers sell.
Good. That's a good point.